All right, joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline, Seahawks offensive lineman Laken Tomlinson. Laken, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Fantastic. We were just talking about this new offense and how it's looked so far with the addition of Ryan Grubb as offensive coordinator. How's it feel out there for the new offense?
No, it feels great, man. We got a lot of key players out there, man. A lot of guys who can make big plays, and it's been going great so far.
Laken, you were born in Jamaica. And moved out here when you were, 9, 10 years old? What was your connection to football? Did you have a connection to football in Jamaica, or did you kind of fall in love with it when you came over to the States?
Yeah, man. I mean, when you tell me football when I was 10 years old, I would think you're thinking about soccer, you know. But I had no idea what American football was until I started playing it. And the more I played, just the more I learned about the game, and the more I fell in love with the game. And I started playing in high school. So, but yeah, I mean, back then I knew nothing about American football. It was nominally to me, it was a way to get out the house for me and to really please my mom. Because when I first came to the States, I just gained a little weight. Little meaning a lot. So I went out there and started hitting people and fell in love with the game.
That good old American junk food get you big real quick. When you started playing, so you said you gained weight, because that was going to be my question is, did you have a position you wanted to play, or did you show up to practice and coaches were just like, yeah, you a big boy, let's get you on the line?
And I just showed up to practice. Coach at the time, he was like, hey, see the person with the ball? Go get the person with the ball. And that's all I did. And, I remember the first hit I had, and I kind of got up, and I just looked around, and, I heard the people say, hey, good job, Tomlinson. And I was like, oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I can get away with hitting somebody here. So that was pretty cool. And, no, I had fun, man. I had a lot of fun.
I mean, amazing to take that journey and then go to be 28th overall, right, in 2015,
right,
which is just an absolutely crazy feat. You mentioned, if you were to tell me about football when I was 10, I think you were talking about soccer. Are you still a soccer fan?
I don't watch as much soccer as I'm supposed to. I always watch the Jamaican soccer team, but I don't watch as much as I used to.
Hey, you've been a part of some good groups, man. The group in San Francisco obviously had some ballers there. Your time in New York was probably a little bit of up and down, but you guys definitely had some talent on that roster. When you look at this room, how does it compare to some of the other rooms you've been in when it comes to offensive linemen?
Oh, man, I mean, a ton of talent. I mean, coming in, working with the guys in the spring, getting to know Charles, getting to know AB, getting to know Olu, all those guys, getting to know Abe, George. I played with George in New York. Just getting to know the guys and being around the guys and just seeing all the talent, the young talent that we have on the offensive line. It's amazing, and just have a chance to be a part of their growth. It's just something truly special. It's something that takes close to my heart, and just being ready and available for those guys, man.
It's so cool to hear about it from the point of view of someone in that room, too, because nationally, folks not high on this offensive line. And granted, they're going off of last year when Seattle was one of the most shuffled lines in the league because of health. So I think that organizations are having a hard time grading them. George Fant told our station that he likes that people are kind of, not hopeful, not optimistic. Like, he's embracing it. How do you feel about that?
I mean, people can say what they want, but I'm sure me and George are on the same page when it comes to this, and we're going to have to show them, we go out there, we're going to show them what we're made of, as the offensive line group. So, and we got everything to prove. They can say what they want, but we have everything to prove, and we're here working on that in training camp right now.
Believe it or not, Laken, I never played offensive line on 5'11", 195. Never touched it, right? So I don't. Obviously, I watched the game. I played the game. I understand what you guys are trying to accomplish, but the details about the position get lost, I think, with me and with anyone who watches football, because you guys are so rare. How different is it going from a different offensive line coach to the next? Is it blown out of proportion? I would think that maybe the technique might be different. Like, explain that transition, or is it more similar than what people might think?
I mean, every offensive line coach has their own language. You obviously want to come in the room and be able to speak the same language, the same terminologies. But mostly it's like getting to know each other, getting to know the guys, getting the good chemistry, good communication. That's where it starts. The foundation is always about good chemistry and communication, especially when it comes to offensive line. You get a good communication between the tackle and the guards and centers. You're going to have a good offensive line just based off chemistry and communication.
Working with a new quarterback for you in Geno Smith. How's he looking out there?
Yeah, Geno's looking awesome, man. He's out there. He's doing his thing, man. I've been watching Geno over the years, man. I trained with him when I was a rookie. And just to see all that he's done to this point, man, it's been great. And then seeing him in practice, how he takes charge of the offense, man, it's awesome to see. It really, truly is.
So you play guard, but I assume you still know a little bit about this. The relationship with the tight end, there are some weird individuals, man, and it's a good weird because they're asked to do everything, right? You got to catch, you got to block, you're part of the run game. What's the relationship like with the offensive linemen and the tight ends?
Man, that's something truly special, man. Tight ends, I think they have one of the toughest jobs because you got to run routes and then you got to come in and block. Sometimes an all-pro DN. No, it's awesome. But when you can get those tackles on the same page with the tight ends, man, and get them on some double teams too, and the communication-wise, they're part of the line, so they're all key into all the communication points. So, hey, man, they're invited to the O-line dinners too, so they got to be part of the communication.
Hey, we have asked players a lot about Mike Macdonald, but tell me a bit about not just impressions of Grubb, but even of Scott Huff.
Oh man, I love Scott. Coach Huff, he's coming in, doing a great job with the young guys, teaching the young guys the installs, the way he talks to the guys as well, get them ready for practice. I truly appreciate everything that he's doing right now, and he's has a big role in playing like the vibe and the tempo of the room, and then it's up to guys like me and George to kind of take that and Charles to kind of take that and just like go with it, man. And I appreciate everything those guys are doing. Huff, we got Q, we got Nuge, all those guys pouring it. They're all into the offensive line, so I truly appreciate everything they're doing.
Becoming a professional is partly knowing how to practice, right? When we're in college, you just go, and it's super physical. You getting after it. I remember when I got to the league, man, I had to learn, when to go hard, how hard to go. What was it like going up against some youngsters yesterday when the pads come on? You guys have any of those conversations like, listen, young fella, come on, it's day one of pads. Calm it down a little bit.
Everybody, when you get the pads on, it's a ton of excitement. And for me, as a veteran, I'm trying to get my pads set. I ain't wear pads since January. So it's a little excitement, especially when you're in the trenches, man. But definitely you got to learn how to practice. Obviously you're not like trying to finish somebody over the pile and any and whatnot because we're teammates at the end of the day. But it's still very physical, man. You're gonna get the bull rushes, you're gonna get the pile pushes, you're gonna get all that stuff. So it's still a physical practice, man.
Hey, you've been in the league since 2015. Next year will make it 10 years for you. Congratulations. I remember interviewing a Seahawks player a couple years back. He had recently turned 30, and he was talking about kind of what changed for him over the course of his career. And he was like, a lot's still the same, but like it just takes you a little longer in recovery, and like you're surprised sometimes by changes to your body. What feels different for you at this stage in your career compared to earlier?
Let's see here. I can definitely attest to that. It definitely takes when it comes to recovery, a little bit longer to kind of get back to, feeling right after like those tough practices going back to back to back. But for me, I've always, my younger years, I've always been kind of good when it comes to like getting the massages, getting the chiropractic sessions, the acupuncture, doing all the little things, and trying to get right for these practices and for the games as well, because especially in the offensive line room, man, they want you to be out there and play 17 games in playoffs, and I'm a type of guy that likes to pride myself in just being there for the team any way I can be. So no, it's definitely I feel like this point in my career right now, it's definitely all those things that I'm glad I paid attention to when I was younger, that they're definitely paying off right now, because it's definitely trying to keep myself out there, with, especially running out with the young guys, man.
Hey, you used to be on the dark side, bro. You used to play for the Niners. So now you're over here in Seattle. What were your expectations of the area, and what have you seen so far?
Man, it's awesome. Just being here. I came out here in the springtime, and I've never been in Washington in the springtime, so it was a little surprising. When I came out, just super sunny, and the lake's beautiful, and a lot of cool stuff around here, man. Went out to Bellevue a couple times, and I really didn't know what to expect, but man, I was pleasantly surprised, man. And, when it was super sunny all summer and the weather was like 80 degrees, I was like, man, that's crazy. Whenever I played here, back in the past, it was always either like raining or cold or both. So, yeah, but it's summertime. It's been great, man. And we've been having great weather out here in the summertime.
Yeah, we always hear that from players of like being surprised not just at how the summers and springs are, but that they last so long. Like they go well into September, and like you could just kind of touch early October.
Wow.
Hey, last one for me, related to Bump, talking about, you playing for the 49ers. You've also seen some games at Lumen. Where does Lumen rank in terms of places that you've played for like a hostile environment for an opposing team?
Man, it is so loud. I can't, man, you talk about the 12s, man. That is the place to play. That's one of the things I'm so excited about going out there in week 1. Man, 12s come cheer for us, man. I can't wait to see, because I remember my first game. I had a game here. I think it was either my rookie year or my second year, and I came out to Seattle. And it was so loud, I couldn't like hear myself think out there. I was like, could you imagine, playing against an opponent and they're feeling like that? Man, that's truly amazing, man. I'd say that's number one for sure.
I felt so stupid. My first year covering, I asked one of the defensive players, like, it's probably hard because you guys can't hear each other. And he just looked at me and he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, my bad. You're doing a great job. You're doing great. All right. He is Laken Tomlinson, kind enough to join us from camp. Laken, we're going to let you go. We appreciate your time, man.
Thanks, man.
No, thank you guys. Appreciate you.